My parents think that my girlfriend groomed me. She is their close friend. Knew me since I was a kid but never made a move on me until last month. I tried to tell them that she never touched me inappropriately when I was a kid and never tried to isolate me. Never manipulate me at all. They are still calling her a predator though. What do I do now? I hate the way they seem to hate her these days. Yeah, your parents are right. She didn't have to touch you at all to groom you. You wouldn't see the manipulation if you were being groomed either. She is isolating you right now from your parents too. Grooming does not imply touching per se. It's the prep work before the touch that can take years. The glances, the jokes, the innuendo, the pheromones, the trust. They are very likely correct. I hate to break it to you, and I know you won't want to hear it, but from a 29-year-old woman, your parents are right. Even if I was single, you couldn't pay me to be with someone your age. You may be classified as an adult legally, but to me, people your age are still kids. You're not even out of your teens. That genuinely completely baffles me. I wouldn't be able to see someone so young in a romantic sexual way. The fact that she does is creepy, and she's likely had her eye on you for years, just waiting. Didn't even need to read the text. The title itself, yeah, you're being groomed my boy. Dip 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 to the dip from that whole situation. Grooming can also be having a close relationship with a child and then, when they come of age, starting a relationship. No need to manipulate or essay, it's just creepy. Sorry bud. Jesus Christ. Please listen to your parents. She has known you since you were a little child. You're not barely an adult. She's a predator. She's old enough to be your mother. Don't waste your 20s on someone who's already lived theirs. Any 40-something making moves on teenagers is a predator. Full stop. There is no excuse. Fuck the whole you're an adult, consenting relationship BS that people try to use to justify it. There is no valid reason for a middle-aged person to be aiming for teens other than control, and usually things much worse. Almost always points to some glaring issues with why people their own age won't date them too. She kind of is a predator, even if she didn't groom you when you were younger. A 21-year age difference is clearly out of bounds. Yeah. This was never going to end well. Regardless of how you look at it. Reverse the gender roles, dude, and you see why. She is a predator. You're just too young and naive to see it. Why the fuck would a 40-year-old want a barely legal teenager if they weren't a creep? You aren't even 21 yet. That in itself is a problem. This is simply wrong. Your parents are correct. WTF. Grooming is not just sexual initiation, emotional manipulation. I was groomed by a 30-year-old woman when I was 18. She had the power and she fully admitted down the road that she had done as such and waited until I turned 18. Mind you, I was living on my own at the time, so I didn't have anyone to watch my back and tell me she was wrong for it. And some people might say, well, you're a guy banging a cougar is goals blah blah. Reverse the genders and that's a 30-year-old man waiting for a 17-year-old female to become 18, and it suddenly takes a dark turn. Run. She literally watched you grow up and waited for you to turn 18, she is a predator. Hey kid, imagine if your own son-daughter was in your place. Picture this, your best friend, or at least a friend who knew your son as a child, watched him grow up, and there's this sudden attraction when they turn 19. Bro, that romantic or perhaps sexual attraction has been stewing for years. Don't you think it's kinda sad that she's not dating someone her age? There's a reason why she's going for you. You're young. Easier to manipulate. So many icks and red flags here, dude. Dude, I'm 19 too, and I can tell you that this girlfriend does not have any good intentions in mind. If she's interested in you now that you're just over legal age, then that means that she's probably been waiting for you to turn 18, which implies that she was attracted to you as a minor. The fact that you grew up with her and she's known you since you were a kid is highly concerning because she should not be interested in you in a romantic sexual manner. Please do yourself a favor and distance yourself from her. If you don't, you're just being set up for a world of manipulation, power imbalances, and trauma. To be honest, your parents are more than likely right, not necessarily about grooming but about this being entirely inappropriate and bad for you. This woman has watched you grow up from a baby. She should have no interest in someone who was like a nephew to her. Then once you become of legal age, she shows her interest. I side with your parents on this one. She's being icky and really inappropriate, and likely this relationship is really not good for you. She did. Full stop. Oh my God. Please leave that relationship. She is a predator. She groomed you, pal, get out. Remember, grooming does not have to involve sex, or sexual touching. It can be as simple as planting things like relationships, and power or resources you could want in your mind. She probably knew you since you were very young. Because you just turned legal, that she gets into you is disconcerting. If you had just met, that might be one thing, but this is creepy. If the genders were reversed, there would be a lot more outrage. I think so. She made the first move and made sure she waited until you were of legal age. While she may not have physically groomed you, she may have emotionally done so. Sometimes, you don't even know it's happening. Women can be predators. Absolutely not. She knows it's wrong, and if you do stay, she will leave when you're older. Bad idea. Unfortunately, your parents are right here. Hun, you were groomed. If a friend tried to date my son when he was older, I would lose my shit. Yeah, just the fact that she knew you as a kid makes me feel that regardless of what you think, your parents are right. I just can't fathom wanting to date one of my friend's children. I hope you listen to your parents on this one. She is a predator. Your parents are wiser than you. My dude, get out of that relationship. It's not a real relationship to her. I know it might feel real to you, but no sane 40-year-old wants to be with a 19-year-old. Sorry bro, you were groomed. Being groomed doesn't mean they had to touch you. It means they prepared you and brainwashed you into thinking this relationship is real. She did groom you. She is a creep that saw you grow up as a family friend. I am 30, to me 19 is a child. 40, she could have kids your age, numerous kids. Probably because of the power imbalance. Having two consenting adults is one thing, but one with a house and money whilst the other has neither is not an equitable situation. Not that this necessitates grooming or ill intent, it just rings a lot of alarm bells. Holy age gap, Batman. You're a naive kid. You are being preyed on by a creep. But you won't see it because you don't have enough life experience to know better. You need to get the fuck out of that situation. Fuck dude to them. She doesn't need to touch you inappropriately to talk about grooming. Of course your parents are against it, it's totally normal and the right reaction. She saw you growing up, I wonder since when she feels attracted to you. It gives me chill just to think about it. Listen to your parents. You're still only a teenager. It's very weird and gross for a grown woman that has known you since your childhood to suddenly develop an attraction towards you now that you're no longer underage, as if that makes it okay. You're legally an adult, but still very much a kid. When you get older you'll understand just how wrong this entire situation is. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's correct. I know you think that she's interested in you because you're of legal age, but she's known you since you were a kid. She should think of you as her friend's kid or maybe as a nephew, not romantically or sexually. Get out of there and stay safe, op. Tell her you need a car or a check. Your parents are right, she's a predator and she groomed you. I hope you can get out safely. She's a predator. Your parents are protecting you. Since they are her close friends, they would obviously know more of her red flags than you. She knew you as a little child. Please don't stay with this woman. Don't let this destroy your relationship with your parents. You should find someone your own age.